Hello and good morning, and it is definitely the morning. I just tried to record this clip and forgot to turn audio on my Camtasia, so I just whittled on for 2 minutes and then realised there was no sound. So anyway, today we're going to continue with my Slayer series, looking again at some more common tasks that I pick up today. I think the next task we're going to be doing is Waterfiends, so I will give you a quick clip of melee on those, which is obviously not their weakness, which is bolts. So we'll just look at that, see how effective it is. And just a quick update, as you can see up in the top here, I'm on 3.3 mil Slayer, so not gone on massively over the weekend. Didn't get much chance to play, which is fine. Yeah, if you look at my XP counter down here, you can see I've got 1.5 mil to go till 95 Slayer and Ganodermic Beasts, but I'm also very close to 93 Slayer, so 7k to go. I'll get that very quickly today. Not very close to an attack level, obviously a training attack at the moment. Pretty close to an HP level, and I think I'm pretty close obviously to a range level, just 98k, and a mage level as well, which is quite nice to see. That's 36k. So depending on the tasks, I should get, both of those or all of those today. But for now, guys, I will see you in the next clip, as I said, which will be a Waterfiends task. And here we are on Waterfiends. Oops, don't use Void anymore, chap. Not a good idea. Yeah, so Waterfiends. They are fine to use melee on, basically. I hit kind of regularly 1,500 plus, which, given their life points, is relatively good, or relatively low, is perfectly fine. If they were any stronger, in terms of their defense, or if they had higher life points, I'm not sure melee would be a great way to go with these, just because you don't really hit, or at least I don't really hit, much more than 2,000, and I certainly don't hit 2,000 very often. So I think if you were using melee and they were stronger, it would take too long to kill them versus ranged. But given what they are now, they're perfectly fine to kill. And as you can see, the Crim Charms are still pretty good, and if you can be bothered to pick up some of the drops, you can make a little bit of money. So here we are on my first ever Ice Strykeworm task. I didn't really know what to expect with these, having never killed them before, but I went and got geared up. So in the clip you can see I'm using full Sea Singer. I've recently upgraded from the Master 1 and the Mage's Book, which were obviously very newbie and a bit shit, and I've moved up to the the Wand of Treachery, that's the word it's called. The Wand of Treachery, which is from the Warbands. I didn't get that, luckily for me, or else I probably would have died. I just bought it. And I've also got an Aaron's Book. Now, they are quite a significant jump up. I can't remember entirely how much. I think it's by about 400 per statistic for both. And I kind of noticed that my hits are a little better. Not so much on this task, because with Ice Strykeworms, you pretty much have to wear a fire cape to really damage them. Obviously, if you've got a comp cape or a Tokhar Kal, though those both kind of act in the same way now. But yeah, so my first ever Ice Strykeworm task, and I was getting some fairly ridiculous hits, due mostly to the fire cape, I'm sure. But I'm just hitting 6,000, 5,000 with a basic ability, so I can basically 2 or 3 bang these most of the time with Mage, which is great. I definitely wouldn't use anything but Mage on these. They just are so weak to fire spells, so there's nothing really more to say other than the fact that, yeah, they're fantastic Slayer XP. As you can see, if I just get a drop in a second, 485 Slayer XP per kill, so they're a great task, but yes, definitely use Mage would be my tip of the day. And finally, I just wanted to cover the loot that I got from this Ice Strykeworm task, which was actually quite a lot. Now, I did get a Staff of Light, obviously, which makes quite a difference. They're terribly priced now at 378k, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty good drop. You can see I got 55 magic logs there, 87, 88k, some rune bars, a lot of Pure S, and some noted herbs. Quite a lot of crushed nests. All of these are noted, obviously. Some water talismans. Yeah, and a few more herbs. I got both parts of that key. So yeah, that comes to a mil. Now, obviously I got a Staff of Light, so you can say I was a little lucky. But if we think that, yeah, take away 378k from the mill, you can see kind of what I was spending. And also, if you just sort of factor in the cost of a super magic potion there, and some fire runes and blood runes, which I'm just sort of doing now to give you an idea of how much the task is. That's pretty much how much I used yeah, you can get a sense of it. So very, very good for money, that task, and yeah, very enjoyable. And here we are. I just wanted to pop into the bank and give you a little bit of a stats update and tell you what I've been up to over the last few days. Some of those clips are quite old now. They're from 2, 3, maybe even 4 days ago, because I had every intention of releasing that video earlier in the week, but then with the farming update, I kind of jumped on the bandwagon with that and got a load of videos out to do with that. So some of those clips are, yeah, a little old. I'll just give you a bit of a stats update, tell you where I'm up to, what I've been doing. Now my Slayer X, well, my tracker is up to nearly 4 mil, and if we pop in and have a look, we are just 900, well, just 960k to go to 95 Slayer and 141k to 94. Now my aim is to try and get 94 today at least. I don't know now whether I'm going to be able to get that by the weekend. I am going to be away for around about 10 days from Saturday as well, so I'm going to try and get a few videos and content made for that time so I can upload them. I'm not really going to be able to play too much. It's my birthday, I've got some family coming to visit and all that kind of stuff, which is great. I'm really looking forward to it. It'd be nice to kind of have a little break, I suppose, keep things fresh. But yeah, in the meantime, just checking out my stats. I've got 97 hit points now. Can't remember if I told you that before. Up to 93 magic, 91 range. Leaving defense where it is, up to 95 attack, kind of getting closer towards 96 now, which is nice to see. I am not too far from 90 herb, 2.1 mil in the tracker since I've been doing warbands, and I've also started making some of my extremes, hence why I'm wearing this rather terrible gear. So if you wondered what the hell I was wearing, it's the full botanist, which gives XP boost on Herblore. I look like a complete mongoloid. So yeah, let's just pop in the bank and I'll show you what I've been making. That's the wrong tab, so I'm keeping my extremes over here. So 200 odd extreme attacks and strength so far, which is great. It cost me a bit of money, so my cash pile has taken a bit of a hit recently. I have an awful lot of items in the bank kind of that I need to sell, and that leads me on to the next thing I was going to ask everyone, get people's opinions, is whether you would like to see me sell this Slayer tab when I get to 95 Slayer. It's basically, this is a tab from 90 to 95, I believe. Now, I could sell it, with the exception of those dragon bones. Those are from when I was doing prayer. I could sell it at 95, and we could see what we could get. There's a few items also not in this tab that are Slayer items as well. Or I can keep it and going on till 99 and sell it then. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear from people if there's any preference. I don't really mind either way. I've got kind of some other things within the tab to sell, you know, sort of snape grass, a lot of these vials of water I've picked up, some of the seeds here from some of my skilling tabs. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at, and I would, as I say, I'd be interested to hear from people to see whether you would like me to sell the tab. But for now, I will probably leave this video here. I'm going to try and crack on with some more Slayer, so hopefully I might be able to get some tasks recorded today and create some videos to release whilst I'm away from this weekend onwards. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I'm sure I'll speak to you soon.